Tonight on UCentral News, President Trump will address Congress for the first time in his second term. We've got the details next.
It's currently 61 degrees outside and we have a strong wind coming from the north. Are we going to see any more thunderstorms? I'll have your full forecast later in the show.
I'm at the Hamilton Fieldhouse, where this weekend there will be lots of activities. Stay tuned for more.
I'm Valerie Scott, and I've got your social media news. Stay tuned to find out which celebrity is facing tragedy and how Mardi Gras is handling the weather.
All of that and more happening right now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Just after a contentious televised meeting with Ukraine's president.
And Americans getting anxious about the economy, President Donald Trump addresses Congress tonight for the first time in his second term.
Karen Kafa is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
Amid the continued fallout from Friday's fiery Oval Office exchange with Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky.
You're in no position to dictate that. Remember this.
President Donald Trump heads to Capitol Hill, facing skepticism from the diplomatic community and restlessness about the economy. The Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency has forced thousands of layoffs from the government workforce, with billionaire Elon Musk, neither a cabinet member nor an elected official, leading the charge. And on Monday, Trump said 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada will go forward as planned on Tuesday.
The tariffs, they're all set.
The latest measure of American consumer confidence from the Conference Board found the steepest decline in almost 4 years. Driven by concerns Trump's tariffs will boost inflation again. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said the tariff plan is misunderstood.
Let's let outside people who live and breathe off our economy, let them start paying, and let's reduce the tax burden on Americans. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. This is turning that tariff money back to the American people, and that's what Donald Trump's going to do.
Democrats hope to seize upon Trump's campaign promises to peel back prices in their speech responses.
He said, I'm going to bring down costs from day one. What do we see? We see egg prices wholesale up 23%, lumber prices up, coffee prices up, and all of the things he's done, including these tariffs on our allies, on Canada and Mexico, can bring them up even more.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kafa.
Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin says he's concerned about the impact of Trump's 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, but believes voters will stand by the strategy.
Are you worried at all about the impacts to your constituents?
Well, am I worried that it could impact us? Of course. As American people ready to get the country back on track and do what it needs to, or do what it takes to make that happen, absolutely. It's going to affect a lot of companies. We're going to have to adjust some prices for it. But the president is tired of people taking advantage of our country.
Mullin acknowledged companies may have to adjust prices, but insists his constituents are ready to do what it takes to support the policy.
We had multiple tornado watches and warnings across Oklahoma last night and into the morning today.
That's right. We'll toss it over to Gwyneth Duncan for our first look at weather.
Thank you, guys. And looking at our tornado damage from last night in Ada, they had an EF1 tornado. As you can see, the roof right there is just clean ripped off. It's just wild what these tornadoes can do. We also had over 14,000 power outages early morning today, my bad. And as we go into later today, we're going to start to see more pickups of damage and things like that for Ada, because right now they currently have all of their public schools closed due to power outages and obviously damage as well. We also had several spin-ups causing tornado warnings. You may have had to go to your shelter and you may have been like, hey, where did that tornado go? Well, they could have just been spin-ups, a lot of wind and a lot of just debris up in the air causing that tornado warning. We also had heavy winds and minimal hail. We really didn't see hail except for in the eastern part of the state. And as we look at reflectivity right now, we're looking at waves of rain still coming throughout the metro. If you saw some rain earlier and you were like, why did we have rain all of a sudden? It's because of this cold front right there just moved perfectly through our state to cause some rain in Edmond. As for now though, it's looking pretty gloomy out there, but we really don't have any rain currently. We do have a 30% chance, but those winds are really high. We're sitting at 50 mile per hour gusts We do have a wind advisory because of that. It's 61 degrees. It's not too bad out there, you'd think, but then you step outside and you have those north winds just coming in so high that it makes it feel a lot colder than it actually is. As we look ahead, we will continue this wind advisory into tomorrow night, so these winds are going to keep going, and our temperatures are going to drop Saturday with another chance of rain, and then it'll go back up to 70s. I'll give you more on that later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Gwyneth. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has praised the dismissal of a lawsuit challenging his return to work executive order. The order requires state employees to return to in-office and not remote work by February 1st, 2025, with limited exceptions. Calling the lawsuit a political stunt, Stitt defended his decision, saying taxpayers are better served when state employees are in office, not ready to work. The legal challenge was dismissed by Judge Dishman, a move Stitt praised, saying it prevents unnecessary costs to taxpayers. The order follows the end of the COVID-19 public health emergency and aims to ensure government efficiency and accountability. State agencies will be required to provide quarterly reports on any remote work exceptions starting in March.
Is Women's History Month, a time to celebrate the achievements of women throughout history. UCentral reporter Shanice Hopkins sat down with the Vice President of the American Association of University Women to discuss the importance of this month and what they have in store for students wanting to celebrate.
For Women's History Month today, I am joined by Leah Morris, Vice President of the American Association of University Women. Thank you for joining us today, Leah.
Thank you for having me.
So to begin, can I ask you, what is the significance of having a Women's History Month?
Having a Women's History Month to us means to just highlight all the things that women have faced in the past, present, and the future, and also just captivate everything that we all do, the roles that we play, and the success that we are going forward with every day.
Right, and so you guys have a couple events this month, but to start off, you had a Women's History Month kickoff. Can you just explain what you guys did for those who may have missed it?
So we started off with just giving thanks to those that came, and then we announced some nominations coming up to just nominate a person in your life, a woman to be exact, a woman in your life that has made a difference, whether they got a 3.4 GPA yesterday or you got that new job you've been wanting. So you can nominate a woman of your choice. Then we talked about our period drive that's coming up, menstrual drive coming up, but it's for period poverty, just to give back to those in need, women especially, just shining light on just giving back to one another.
Right,
Being there for one another.
Right. So for the rest of the month, what do you have in store on campus?
So coming up this Thursday, we have an open mic night called What is Womanhood? It starts at 6:30 to 8:30, and we will be collabing with SPB and SAFE. And then we have an volunteer opportunity coming up next week on the 11th, 6:30 to 8:30. It'll be at the Regional Food Bank. The link is in our bio to be able to go there and sign up. And then we'll be doing a Title IX event panel that same night. So some of us will be in one place and some of us will be in that place if everybody wants to join us.
Right, okay, sounds amazing. So if someone wanted to learn more about AAUW, what would be the best way to do that?
They can go to our Instagram, AAUW Central, or they can go to UCore and find out who we are and the positions we hold and our upcoming events.
And if someone wanted to contact your organization, what would be the best way to do that?
DM us, y'all. Go to AUW Central Instagram and check us out.
Thank you so much for joining me today in studio, Leah. That concludes our Women's History interview. Back to you at the desk.
This weekend is full of activities at UCO. UCentral reporter Kenneth Attaway will give us a look.
I'm here outside the Hamilton Fieldhouse, where this Saturday, UCO will be hosting the 29th annual Cheer and Dance Competition. Doors will open at 7 p.m. for general seating. Tickets range from $5 to $10, and the event will start at 8. UCO wants students to showcase their cheer and stunt abilities in the honor of school spirit. Speaking of school spirit, it is also Bronco Family Weekend, which means you should bring your family out to UCO's campus for a weekend full of activities from Friday to Sunday. Thank you guys. Back to you at the desk.
More information about this weekend's activities can be found online at uco.edu under Family Programs. And did it look gloomy out there with Kenna? We had lots of rain last night, and will that continue throughout the week?
We'll find out. Gwyneth Duncan will have your full look at weather when we come back.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back. Looking at the radar right now, we still have some lingering storms out there, mainly just rain showers moving across our state. It's because of these two lower pressure systems here. They're moving this way. That's bringing some rain into Edmond still. So if you're walking out on campus right now and you're like, hey, why is it sprinkling on me? Well, that's why. As you can see out there, it's pretty gloomy, pretty gross. We have kind of an overcast sitting on top of us right now. And what makes it even grosser is our wind speed right now. We're sitting at gusts as high as 50 miles per hour. If you walk outside and you have a little dog with you, it might blow away, or you might blow away. It's so windy. You might want to put your hair up as well. As we look across the state, 60 degrees in OKC, you can see that line right there where those temperatures kind of go down because of that other cold front that's moving across our state. 48 in Guyman, 62 in McAllister, 59 in Miami. It's feeling pretty cold out there, pretty chilly, and it's only going to get worse. As we go into tonight, 34 degrees. That's a dramatic drop. We're really close to freezing. We're still going to have that wind advisory. I promise you those winds are going nowhere, so don't look forward to it, because as we go into tonight, those winds are only going to drop about 10 miles per hour. We're going to be sitting at gusts as high as 40 miles per hour, and that humidity won't be so high because of those north winds, but it still could get up there at about 75%. As we look across the state tonight, 25 degrees in Guyman, that's freezing. OKC, 34 degrees. It's going to be way colder tonight than it was in these past previous nights. 35 degrees in Tulsa. And adding on the factor of that wind, the north wind that we're going to be getting, like I said, just not going to be a good night at all if you're planning on going outside. Looking at our daily forecast at 7 a.m., 30 mile per hour winds. It's still going to be pretty cold because of that. Those winds are not going anywhere throughout tomorrow as well. As we go to noon, we're going to have a wind chill at 38 degrees. So even though it says we're going to be at 45 degrees, we're going to be really cold out there. You might want to bundle up tomorrow because of those high winds. If you have long hair like I do, put it up, because it's just going to blow everywhere. You're going to get tingly hair. That's never fun. As we go to 7 p.m., that's when those winds start to move out. So we'll only see 6 miles per hour, but we still are going to have that wind chill that's going to make it feel a little bit colder than it is. So despite the fact that the sun's out all day tomorrow, It's not going to feel too great. Looking at tomorrow across the state, 54 degrees in OKC, 57 degrees in Guyman, way colder than it was today, 52 degrees in Tulsa. A chilly day tomorrow, and as we look ahead, we're going to go up a little bit, and then we're going to go down again on Saturday. We have a chance for some rain and some wintry mix, which I know is kind of crazy because we just kind of got out of that. But as you can see, as we go to Saturday, we're going to be getting some chances for wintry precip. Really not in Edmond, but we could see some in other parts of the state. Now, last night, I know we had a pretty loud, pretty chaotic night with that massive line of storms moving across our state. Jeremy, Abby, were you able to stay up and watch the storm, or did you just pass out with that nice rain?
Yeah, I love to sleep in the rain, so I was out like a light. How about you, Gwyneth?
I was up watching it, but that's because I'm a weather nerd, so I had to have my radar up, looking at what was happening, if there was any spin. Jeremy?
Gwyneth, that rain makes me sleep like a baby, so I hope it does it again pretty soon. Thank you, Gwyneth. Next, find out which celebrity is filing a defamation lawsuit.
And who will be starring in the new Mickey 17 movie? Valerie Scott has more after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello Broncos, I'm Valerie Scott and I've got your social media news for tonight. It's Fat Tuesday and New Orleans is having a ball. However, weather warnings are forcing some big changes to the celebration today. Southeastern Louisiana is under high wind watch and New Orleans is facing threats of hail, tornadoes, and damaging winds. To keep everyone safe, parade start times have moved up and routes have been shortened. Marching bands, floats, grills, and lawn chairs are now banned. Several parties in New Orleans have been canceled and partiers are taking to social media to show their disappointment. A beloved icon is facing tragedy. Dolly Parton's husband of over 60 years passed away yesterday. Carl Dean passed in Nashville. No cause of death has been announced yet. Dean was 82 at the time of his passing. Dolly met her husband when she was just 18 years old. She wrote in an online statement, "Words cannot do justice for the love we shared for over 60 years." The family asked for respect during this difficult time. Lawyers for JC have filed a defamation lawsuit against a woman who accused him of rape, claiming her and her lawyers knew the allegations were false. Last month, Jane Doe dropped her sexual assault lawsuit against Jay-Z without any public explanation. Jay-Z's lawsuit claims he suffered reputable damages, and his entertainment company lost over $20 million because of the lawsuit. Jane Doe first alleged that Sean Diddy Combs drugged and raped her in 2000 when she was just 13 years old. She later included Jay-Z in the lawsuit, accusing him of rape as well. Jay-Z has denied all allegations. In lighter news, Mickey 17 hits theaters this Friday, on March 7th, rated R for violence, strong language, sexual content, and drug material. Based on the 2022 novel Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton, the movie follows Mickey Barnes, a desperate loser played by Robert Pattinson. He signs on to a space mission for intergalactic colonization. During his journey, he is sentenced to death and repeatedly cloned to continue working. The film explores themes of guilt, morality, and a search for grace. This one promises to be a thought-provoking ride. Jeremy, Abby, that's all I have for you. Back to you guys.
Coming up, find out which basketball player was named Athlete of the Week.
And what was the outcome of the Thunder game last night? Luke Underwood will have more after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay. Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I'm Luke Underwood, and let's get straight into your Tuesday sports stories. The UCO men's basketball team will be beginning their postseason tomorrow with the first round of the 2025 MIAA Basketball Championships at Historical Municipal Auditorium against the Emporia State Hornets. The Broncos are going into the postseason with a few awards to their name. The All-MIAA basketball teams are out, and 2 Broncos were featured. Israel Hart was named an honorable mention, and Jacoby Seabach was named second team All-MIAA. Speaking of Seabach, the 6'7" forward was named an MIAA Men's Basketball Athlete of the Week. Seabach's 25 rebounds last week moved him into the lead in the MIAA at 7.7 rebounds per game through the end of the regular season. The Central Oklahoma Broncos versus the Emporia State Hornets will tip off tomorrow at 12 p.m. Bronco baseball team swept Emporia State. The Chos beat the Hornets 11-3, showing that a Hornet has no chance against a Bronco. The Broncos improved to 13-4 on the season with this win and 4-2 in the MIAA following the second league series of the year. The Broncos will be home this weekend for some more MIAA baseball. The Broncos host Pittsburgh State with Game 1 scheduled for Friday at 5 p.m. The teams will play Saturday and wrap up their series on Sunday. All the games will be live from the Wendell Simmons Field here in Edmond. The UCO wrestling teams are regional champions again. This is their 5th straight regional crown, and they also crowned 4 individual champions as well. Peter Roll, Gabe Johnson, Hunter Jump, and Garrett Wells all captured individual titles. A top 3 finish was needed for the Broncos to qualify for the NCAA Division II Wrestling Championships in Indianapolis on March 14th and 15th. The Broncos were able to advance 6 to the championships with the 4 title winners along with Stud Morris and Dylan Brown. The Broncos will now have about a week to get ready for the championships in Indiana next week. Speaking of those championships, the tickets are now on sale. UCO has pre-purchased tickets in Section 209 and registration includes a spot among the Bronco faithful in that section. Adult tickets are $60.80 and student tickets are $30.80. These tickets will be all session tickets for both days of the championships. Central Oklahoma fans will be encouraged to wear navy or blue on Friday and white on Saturday. The Oklahoma City Thunder picked up another victory last night. The Thunder hosted the Houston Rockets here in Loud City yesterday. However, it wasn't just any old victory, as it was victory number 50 on the season. And they showed their dominance with a 137-128 win, as well as an outstanding game from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Shea put up 51 points on the night, with Chet, J-Dub, Ludor, and Kaysen Wallace all putting up double digits as well. The Thunder beat the Rockets in nearly every single statistic. The Thunder will be back in action tomorrow against the Memphis Grizzlies at 8:30 p.m. And that is all I have for you guys now. Back to Jeremy and Abby at the desk.
Thank you, Luke. When we come back, Gwyneth Duncan will have our final weather update.
You won't want to miss it, especially with that severe weather coming in. Stay with us.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Afternoon. Looking at our forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be a really windy and chilly day, especially compared to what we felt today. As for right now, though, as we look at that reflectivity, as you can see, we still have some storms lingering in the state. I mean, we could even see some more rain. That's kind of trying to head towards us right now. That's because of that low pressure system that's interacting with that other low pressure system trying to reach us right now. We obviously saw a wave of storms earlier, and we definitely felt that. That came with a lot of wind. As that lower pressure system moves east throughout the state, we're going to start to see those winds really ramp up, and we can already feel that. I mean, even in the studio right now, we can hear those winds just beating on the building. It's about 50 miles per hour right now, and it's not going anywhere as we move into tonight. We're going to be sitting at 40 miles per hour winds tonight, so definitely going to be a very windy night, guys. I mean, It's been so windy out there. You're going to get blown away if you step outside, right? Like, it's crazy. It's
so
wild.
windy. Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah, and with those storms yesterday, I mean, I don't think I expected the winds to ramp up as much as they did, but with that system coming through, it's definitely made it very windy out there.
Yes, agreed.
And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I'm Abby Avers.
I'm Jeremy Ramirez.
I'm Gwyneth Duncan.
Have a good night.
Love up.